bump into an old friend and you're like, dude, how are you? It's been forever. Tell me about yourself. It's the same with us when it comes to the name Captiva. We haven't seen the guy in such a long time, but now that we have, a lot of things have changed and now it's got a family because 7 seats, right? Look. This is the 2024 or 2025 Chevrolet Captiva. Now, if you're watching this within an hour or two of us launching the video, it means Jack and I are actually at the launch itself in Laguna. So while we're there not doing anything, allow us to be here and do everything for you. I have no idea, but that kind of makes sense. Let's start with the dimensions of the vehicle. Now, it is typical MPV that you see on the road. It's the same size as the Ertiga, it's the same size as the Expander, albeit it is about 3 inches wider and 3 inches taller. So it's got that, but the wheelbase is basically the same. Underneath the hood, you have a 1.5 liter 4-cylinder turbocharged gasoline engine that produces 148 horses and, get this, a whopping 255 Newton meters of torque mated to a CVT. Now, compared to the 2 cars I just mentioned earlier, this has a lot more torque in it. The CVT should make it fuel efficient. We don't know just yet. We'll find out more about that when we finally take this car out for a proper behind the wheel. So do subscribe so you don't miss out. Now, while I will admit that these DRLs here found up on top kind of do make it look like the Camaro, that's really about it. Because the rest of it, the design language of this car, is most definitely just the Captiva itself. Well, apart from the bow tie. You've got a lot of slats up front, including plastics down here in the chin. You have your headlamps found down below, your fog lamps found down here underneath that, and then position lights also that turn on when you turn the vehicle. You have 18s wrapped in 215 55 series tires, discs up front and at the rear, and that sits above 180 millimeters of ground clearance. Up on top, you have somewhat of a floating roof line because the C and D pillars are blacked out, gives it a nice touch. So are the roof rails and the shark's fin antenna on top. You also, I noticed, have a garnish found down below, and that's actually mimicked on the door handles, which hides the button very, very well. Repeaters on the side mirror and cameras, of course, which add to your 360. You'll have to forgive us for the dirt that you find on the automobile because, well, it's raining, then it's sunny, then it's raining. It's that we don't get it. It's the Burr months of the Philippines, so you'll understand. The lights on the rear I like because they do wrap around and they're skinny. I love it. They look absolutely great.
What about me?
What about you?
You said you like it because it's skinny.
Yeah, but I like it also when it's chunky like this, Jack.
Yo!
Anyway, may I continue? The lights are very thin, while it's down here, it's a bit of an overkill really because there's a lot of lines going on. We'll save our opinions for our behind the wheel, but as of right now, it's okay. What Jack doesn't like is like these old friends of ours that we're seeing again, the faux exhaust points.
Oh, we were done with these.
Well, the real exhaust can be found underneath. Now, when you open it up, it's not a power door, but it is quite heavy. We don't have exact specifications or dimensions of how big it is inside, but obviously with the 7 seats in play, you can easily put hand carry luggage, slide that around, no problem. It's a small lip really, not much. When you fold the third row, you can just about put in 2 balikbayan boxes. It's a bit of a squeeze, but you can, including your hand carry luggage. But when you fold the seats in the second row, then you can fit more than 4 balikbayan boxes, or rather 4 balikbayan boxes and the hand carry without any issues whatsoever. But to get to the 4 balikbayan boxes, it took Jack and I a while to figure it out. Either because we don't know how to read manuals, or Jack and I are just stupid. So at first we thought it was just simply fold this, but then it wouldn't collapse properly. Then we thought about, since it's on rails, maybe move it forward and then fold it again. Nope, not so.
And then there's another one where you can
pull this out,
this.
But that just basically means you have easy access to the third row. So that's not it. There's gotta be a way, right? Yeah, there is. It's a tab found underneath. You pull this tab, pop this up, and then fold it forward so that you can fold this down. It took us 20 minutes to figure this out, but we felt really good once we did. Ingress seems like it's quite easy. The seats I don't think are very comfortable because they're quite low to the ground. You have cubby holes on either side and one type A charging point, and that's really all about it. There's nothing else. So really, these are, I would call, extra seats, not exactly seats that you'd want to be in for quite some time. The second row obviously is going to be a heck of a lot more comfortable than the third row. I'm just gonna put this up because that was in my back. You have a 60/40 seat. They fold, and as we mentioned, they are on rails. But that's really about it. There are no other toys out back here apart from the light that you have, the map light that you have here. There is no center armrest as we mentioned, but there are at least air vents found directly up front. However, these are the only air vents that you have, which is paired, by the way, with a 5-volt 2-ampere type A USB. There are no air controls back here, and there are no additional air vents for the rear passengers. So these two vents are the only things that you can count on to cool everybody off in the back. Now that's not cool. What is cool is the fact that you have a panoramic roof that stretches all the way to the back. Look at that.
That's a big pane of glass.
That is a huge pane of glass. But I'm sure that you and I, Jack, will have an argument as to whether we want to see a pane of glass or we want air controls and air repeaters back here when we go for our behind the wheel. Let's get up front, shall we? The driver's seat offers a lot of screens for the driver. You've got a 7-inch screen directly in front of you that's multicolor as your instrument cluster. And then to the right of that, in the center, you have a whopping 10.4 touchscreen infotainment system that, again, as I mentioned, because there are cameras on either side, doubles as your reverse camera and 360 view, which, by the way, has Apple CarPlay and Android Auto. You've got your cruise on the steering wheel, audio controls on the right, some piano black plastics in the middle, cup holders here and there, some plastics, durable plastics really all around. The leather of the seats is not of premium quality, but it looks a little bit on the durable side. The steering wheel may only be tilt, but at least you do have power seats. Cubby holder in the center, and quite a swanky, look how swanky this key is. You see all the dimples and the textures? Huh? That is the swankiest key for an MPV I've ever seen. Like, will it open? Is there a, hey, there's a button. What does that button do? Come on, work with me. Not like, oh, yes, the key. Look at that. And listen to the click. Ooh, very nice. All that's left to tell you is the price. The all-new Chevrolet Captiva is priced properly, slotting in between the Trax and the Tracker, where the LTZ variant, the lower variant, comes in at 1,258,000 Philippine pesos. And this Premier variant comes in at 1,408,000 Philippine pesos. To find more quotes, specifications, prices, colors, anything and everything you want about the Captiva, or for any car that matter, download our AutoDeal app, available on iOS and Android. And that, folks, is absolutely free.